The Vanishing. Earth was a world in distress. Once a thriving planet with vibrant cities and bustling life, it now lay in ruins. Years of continuous alien invasions had left it battered and on the brink of collapse. The planet's once strong defenses were now weakened, and its people were tired and scared. Hope was a rare commodity. In the midst of this chaos, stories were told of a lost legend. The Eclipse. The Eclipse was no ordinary ship. It was a massive supercarrier, a marvel of human engineering and technology, designed to be the ultimate weapon against any enemy. During a crucial battle decades ago, the Eclipse had disappeared without a trace. Some said it had been destroyed, while others whispered that it had been hidden away to keep it safe. The truth was unknown, but its loss had been a heavy blow to humanity. Life on Earth continued, but the memory of the Eclipse lingered. Scientists and historians often spoke of it, and the stories became a source of hope and speculation. The ship had been humanity's greatest hope, and its disappearance had left a void that seemed impossible to fill. The legend of the Eclipse lived on in dreams and hopes, a symbol of what humanity had lost. One day, a breakthrough came. A team of scientists working in a remote observatory picked up an unusual signal from deep space. It was faint and intermittent, but its pattern was unmistakable. The signal matched the unique signature of the Eclipse. The discovery was both thrilling and puzzling. If the signal was real, it meant the Eclipse was out there somewhere, and it might still be intact. News of the discovery spread quickly. The world, battered and bruised, clung to this new hope. The governments of Earth, desperate for a solution to their dire situation, decided to act. They began to assemble a team for a mission to locate and recover the Eclipse. The mission was risky, and the path ahead was filled with uncertainty, but it was a chance they had to take. The team chosen for the mission was a mix of the best and the bravest. The leader was Captain Emily Carter, a seasoned veteran with years of experience in space combat and exploration. She was known for her calm demeanor under pressure and her unyielding determination. Alongside her were Lieutenant Mark Reynolds, an expert pilot, Dr. Lisa Wong, a brilliant engineer, and Dr. James Patel, a historian specializing in the history of the Eclipse. Each member of the team had their own unique skills and knowledge, and together, they formed a formidable group. As the team prepared for their journey, the mood was a mix of excitement and apprehension. The mission was their chance to turn the tide in humanity's favor, but it was also fraught with danger. The team knew that they were venturing into the unknown, and the challenges ahead could be immense. The launch was set for a crisp, clear morning. The team boarded their spacecraft, a state-of-the-art vessel designed for long-distance travel. As the ship left the atmosphere and entered the vastness of space, the crew looked out at the stars with a mix of awe and determination. The journey to find the Eclipse was not just about saving Earth. It was about reclaiming a piece of humanity's lost glory. Days turned into weeks as the crew navigated through uncharted space. The journey was filled with challenges. They encountered treacherous space anomalies, such as asteroid fields and gravitational distortions. Each obstacle required careful navigation and quick thinking. Tensions also rose among the crew as they faced the stress of the mission and the isolation of space travel. However, their shared goal kept them focused and united. The signal they followed was faint and erratic, making it difficult to pinpoint its exact source. The crew worked tirelessly, analyzing data and making adjustments to their course. The hope of finding the Eclipse kept them going, even when the path seemed unclear. One day, as they approached a remote sector of space, the signal grew stronger. The team's excitement surged as they realized they were getting closer. They entered a dense asteroid field, and the signal led them through the chaotic rock formations. The crew worked together seamlessly, guiding the ship through the field and avoiding collisions. Finally, after weeks of searching, they made an incredible discovery. Hidden within the asteroid field was a massive structure, partially obscured by space debris. It was the Eclipse. The site of the ship, once thought lost forever, filled the crew with awe and relief. The supercarrier, though damaged and covered in dust, was unmistakably the Eclipse. The team's joy was tempered by the realization of the challenges that lay ahead. The Eclipse was in a poor state, and the mission was far from over. The crew knew they would need to work hard to restore the supercarrier to its full strength. As they prepared to board the Eclipse and begin their work, the significance of their mission weighed heavily on them. They were not just recovering a ship. They were reclaiming a symbol of hope and resilience for all of humanity. The Eclipse had the potential to turn the tide of the conflict and restore Earth's strength. With renewed determination, the team set out to awaken the Eclipse. The journey had just begun, and the fate of Earth depended on their success. The legend of the Eclipse had returned, and with it, the promise of a brighter future for humanity. The journey. Captain Emily Carter stood at the helm of the spaceship, her gaze fixed on the swirling expanse of stars beyond the viewport. The team had located the Eclipse, but their mission was far from over. The supercarrier lay hidden deep within an asteroid field, and their journey to reach it had just begun. The excitement of discovery was now mixed with the reality of the challenges ahead. The crew of the spaceship, known as the Horizon, was a group of determined and skilled individuals. Lieutenant Mark Reynolds, the pilot, was expertly maneuvering the ship through the dense asteroid field. The small spacecraft weaved through the rocky giants with precision, each turn and thrust carefully calculated. The asteroid field was treacherous, with rocks ranging from small pebbles to massive boulders, all hurtling through space at high speeds. Dr. Lisa Wong, the engineer, was busy at her station, working to fine-tune the ship's systems. "We've got some turbulence ahead," she called out, her voice calm despite the tension in the cockpit. "I'll need to reroute power to the stabilizers." Dr. James Patel, the historian, was reviewing old records about the Eclipse. His job was to piece together any information that might help them understand the ship's history and its last mission. "I'm seeing some interesting data about the Eclipse's design," he said, tapping on his tablet. "If we can access the ship's mainframe, we might find more clues about its hidden features." The journey through the asteroid field was slow and nerve-wracking. Every few minutes, a warning light would flash, signaling the approach of an incoming asteroid. Mark Reynolds would skillfully adjust the ship's trajectory, narrowly avoiding collisions. The crew was on high alert, their eyes scanning the viewports and monitoring their instruments. As they continued their perilous journey, the team faced more than just physical obstacles. The isolation of space and the stress of the mission began to take a toll on their morale. Tensions flared, and there were moments of disagreement among the crew. Emily knew that keeping the team united was just as important as navigating the dangers of space. One evening, as the crew gathered for a brief break, Emily addressed them. "I know this mission is challenging, and the isolation can be tough. But remember why we're here. We're not just looking for a ship, we're bringing hope back to Earth. Every challenge we overcome brings us one step closer to making that happen." Her words seemed to lift the crew's spirits. They returned to their tasks with renewed focus and determination. The days turned into weeks, and the team grew more skilled at navigating the asteroid field. They developed a rhythm, working together smoothly as they continued their journey. The signal from the Eclipse was growing stronger, a promising sign that they were heading in the right direction. The crew's excitement grew as they approached the area where the supercarrier was located. The asteroid field was starting to thin out, and they could see the massive silhouette of the Eclipse looming ahead. As they neared the Eclipse, the Horizon's sensors picked up an energy signature from the supercarrier. "We're getting a strong reading from the Eclipse's main power core," Lisa reported. "It looks like the ship's systems are still partially active." The crew's anticipation was palpable. They were about to make contact with the legendary supercarrier. The Horizon slowly approached the Eclipse, carefully maneuvering around the remaining debris. The supercarrier was even more impressive up close. Its massive hull was covered in layers of space dust, and parts of the ship were visibly damaged from years of neglect. Emily prepared the team for boarding. "This is it. We're going to board the Eclipse and begin the restoration process. Stay alert and be ready for anything." The crew donned their spacesuits and moved to the docking bay. As they prepared to make the connection with the Eclipse, they could see the enormity of their task. The docking procedure was complex, and it required precise coordination. Mark guided the Horizon into position, and with a hiss, the docking clamps engaged. The airlock opened, and the team stepped into the Eclipse. The interior of the Supercarrier was dark and quiet. The ship's lights flickered weakly, and the corridors were filled with shadows. The crew's footsteps echoed as they moved through the dimly lit passages. Dr. Lisa Wong started assessing the ship's power systems. "The core is still functional, but it's in poor condition. We'll need to perform extensive repairs to get everything back online." Dr. James Patel began exploring the ship's records and logs. "I'm starting to access the Eclipse's database. This will give us a better understanding of its systems and past missions." Emily took a deep breath, looking around at the abandoned ship. The Eclipse was a symbol of humanity's lost strength and hope. The sight of it, even in its damaged state, filled her with determination. "Let's get to work. This ship holds the key to turning things around for Earth." The crew began their work, each member focused on their specific tasks. The restoration of the Eclipse was a monumental job, but they were determined to succeed. As they worked, they knew that the future of Earth depended on their efforts. The journey had been challenging, and the work ahead was daunting. But the crew of the Horizon was united by a common goal. They were not just repairing a ship. They were reclaiming a beacon of hope for a planet in need. With every repair made and every system restored, the Eclipse came back to life. The Supercarrier's once dormant systems began to hum with power, a promising sign that humanity's lost strength was returning. The crew's hard work and determination were paying off, and the future of Earth seemed a little brighter with each passing day. The journey to reclaim the Eclipse was far from over, but the crew had made significant progress. As they continued their efforts, they held on to the hope that the Supercarrier would soon be ready to help Earth in its time of need. The legend of the Eclipse was becoming a reality, and with it the promise of a brighter future for humanity. The Supercarrier's awakening. The Eclipse lay silent in the vastness of space, its once mighty systems now dormant. Inside the massive Supercarrier, the crew of the Horizon was hard at work. Every day brought new challenges, but their determination never wavered. The sight of the Eclipse, even in its damaged state, was a constant reminder of what was at stake. Captain Emily Carter paced through the dark corridors of the Supercarrier, her eyes scanning the surroundings. The ship's interior was a maze of abandoned rooms and flickering lights. The once grand halls were now coated with a thick layer of dust and debris. The silence was occasionally broken by the hum of machinery as the crew worked tirelessly to restore power. Dr. Lisa Wong, the ship's chief engineer, was focused on the power core. "We've managed to stabilize the main reactor," she reported. "But there are several critical systems that need repair before we can fully activate the ship." Dr. James Patel, the historian, was busy with the ship's data logs. "I've accessed some of the old records," he said, looking up from his terminal. "It looks like the Eclipse had advanced defensive systems and weapons that we'll need to get online." Lieutenant Mark Reynolds, the pilot, was inspecting the navigation systems. "The controls are outdated, but they're still functional. Once we get the power restored, I can start running diagnostics on the propulsion systems." Emily nodded, her expression serious. "We need to get this ship up and running as soon as possible. Earth needs us." The crew's efforts were beginning to pay off. The Eclipse's power core roared to life, casting a bright glow through the darkened corridors. The ship's lights flickered on, revealing the grandeur of its design. The once silent ship now hummed with energy, and the crew felt a surge of hope. The team worked around the clock, focusing on different sections of the ship. Dr. Wong's team concentrated on the life support systems and the ship's internal environment. She managed to restore oxygen levels and stabilize the climate control. The cold, lifeless corridors of the eclipse began to warm up, and the air grew fresh. Dr. Paddle continued to delve into the ship's history, uncovering valuable information. The eclipse was designed with advanced stealth technology, he explained. It could become nearly invisible to enemy sensors. This could give us a huge advantage. Mark Reynolds, with his knowledge of piloting, started to test the navigation systems. He ran simulations and checked the ship's maneuverability. "The thrusters are responding well," he reported. "We should be able to get the eclipse moving again soon." As the ship's systems came back online, the crew began to feel a sense of accomplishment. The eclipse, once a symbol of loss, was slowly being revived. The crew's hard work was breathing new life into the Supercarrier, and with each repair, the ship's potential grew. One day, as the crew was working on the ship's communications array, they received an unexpected signal. It was a distress call from Earth, and the message was clear. The alien forces had launched a new offensive. Earth was under heavy attack, and the situation was critical. Emily gathered the crew in the command center. "We've got a situation," she said, her voice tense. "Earth is being attacked again. We need to get the eclipse fully operational and back to Earth as quickly as possible." The urgency in Emily's voice galvanized the team. They redoubled their efforts, focusing on completing the final repairs and testing the ship's systems. Dr. Wong worked on getting the engines back to full power, while Dr. Patel and Mark coordinated efforts to ensure that the eclipse's weapons and defenses were ready for battle. As the crew worked, they encountered several technical issues. The ship's navigation system had glitches, and some of the weapon systems were not responding as expected. But the team tackled each problem with determination, using their skills and resourcefulness to overcome the challenges. Hours turned into days, and the eclipse was gradually coming together. The ship's powerful engines roared to life, and its massive weapons systems were tested and calibrated. The eclipse was once again a formidable force ready to defend humanity. The moment of truth arrived as the crew prepared for departure. The eclipse, now fully operational, floated majestically in space. Its once dormant systems were now fully active, and its powerful engines thrummed with energy. The Supercarrier was ready to rejoin the fight. Emily took a deep breath and addressed her crew. "We've done incredible work. The eclipse is ready, and it's time to return to Earth. We have a chance to make a difference and help save our planet." With the ship's systems fully operational, the crew navigated the eclipse through the asteroid field and back towards Earth. The journey was smooth, and the Supercarrier moved with a renewed sense of purpose. As the eclipse approached Earth, the sight was both awe-inspiring and sobering. The planet was under siege, its surface scarred by the relentless alien attacks. The need for the eclipse was greater than ever, and the crew knew that their mission was far from over. The Supercarrier's arrival was met with a mix of relief and astonishment. Humanity's lost legend had returned, and with it, a glimmer of hope. The eclipse was poised to turn the tide of the conflict and help Earth reclaim its strength. The crew of the Horizon had revived the eclipse from its slumber, and the Supercarrier was now a beacon of hope for a beleaguered planet. The journey had been challenging, but their efforts had paid off. The eclipse was back, and humanity's salvation was within reach. The enemy's threat. The eclipse was a towering figure in space as it approached Earth. Its return was a beacon of hope, but the situation on the planet was dire. The alien forces had intensified their assault, and the skies were filled with enemy ships, their dark silhouettes casting ominous shadows over the beleaguered cities below. Inside the Supercarrier, Captain Emily Carter and her crew were preparing for the upcoming battle. The mood in the command center was tense but focused. The crew had worked tirelessly to restore the eclipse, and now they faced their greatest challenge, repelling the alien invaders and saving Earth from total destruction. "Captain, we're approaching the outer perimeter of the battle zone," Lieutenant Mark Reynolds reported. "We'll be within firing range in a few minutes." Emily nodded, her gaze fixed on the view screen. The scene was chaotic. Earth's defenses were struggling to hold back the alien forces, and the planet's surface was marked by explosions and fires. The aliens, a ruthless and technologically advanced race, were relentless in their attack. Dr. Lisa Wong was at her station, monitoring the ship's systems. The Eclipse's weapons are fully charged and ready. I'm also calibrating the shield generators. We need to make sure they can withstand the alien firepower. Dr. James Patel was busy analyzing enemy tactics. I've been reviewing the alien data, he said, his voice steady. They're using a coordinated assault strategy. They've deployed several heavy cruisers and fighter squadrons. We'll need to be strategic in our approach. Emily turned to her crew, her expression resolute. We have one chance to make a difference. Let's use everything we've got to push them back and protect Earth. The Eclipse moved into position, its massive guns primed and ready. The ship's advanced stealth technology made it nearly invisible to enemy sensors, giving them a crucial advantage. As the crew prepared for battle, Emily took a deep breath and gave the order. Engage enemy targets. The Eclipse's weapon systems roared to life. Its powerful cannons unleashed a barrage of energy beams and projectiles, cutting through the enemy formations. The alien ships, caught off guard by the sudden assault, began to scatter. The Eclipse's superior firepower and precision struck fear into the hearts of the invaders. In the chaos of battle, the alien forces regrouped and launched a counterattack. They deployed swarms of fighter crafts, their blasters firing in rapid bursts. The Eclipse's shields held firm against the barrage, but the crew knew that they had to stay on high alert. Lieutenant Reynolds piloted the Supercarrier with skill and precision, maneuvering through the enemy fire. We've got multiple enemy ships closing in on our position, he announced. I'm engaging evasive maneuvers. The Eclipse weaved through the battlefield, its weapons cutting down enemy ships with deadly accuracy. The crew worked in perfect harmony, each member focusing on their tasks. Dr. Wong continued to monitor the ship's systems, making quick adjustments as needed. Dr. Patel provided strategic insights, helping the crew anticipate enemy movements. Despite their efforts, the battle was far from one-sided. The alien forces were formidable, and their advanced technology posed a significant threat. The Eclipse's shields began to show signs of strain, and the Supercarrier took several direct hits. The crew felt the impact as the ship shuddered and groaned. We're taking heavy damage to the aft section, Lisa called out, her voice tinged with concern. I'm rerouting power to reinforce the shields. Emily clenched her fists, her determination unwavering. We can't let up. Keep pushing forward and protect the planet. The Eclipse continued its relentless assault, and the tide of battle began to shift. The alien forces, though still dangerous, were starting to falter under the onslaught of the Supercarrier's firepower. The coordinated attacks of the alien fleets were met with a powerful and organized defense from the Eclipse. The battle raged on, with the Supercarrier's guns blazing and its defensive systems working overtime. The crew's efforts were beginning to turn the tide in favor of Earth. The alien forces, once confident and aggressive, were now being pushed back. Emily watched as the enemy ships began to retreat, their formations disorganized and chaotic. The sight of the alien fleet pulling back was a sign that the Eclipse's strategy was working. The crew's hard work and bravery were paying off. Keep up the pressure, Emily ordered. We need to drive them out of Earth's atmosphere and ensure they don't come back. The Eclipse continued its assault, pursuing the retreating enemy forces. The Supercarrier's advanced weapons systems and strategic positioning allowed it to target and eliminate the remaining alien ships. The once overwhelming enemy presence was now in disarray. As the last of the alien ships fled, the Eclipse remained vigilant, ensuring that no threats lingered in the vicinity. The battle was over, but the crew knew that the fight was not yet won. Earth had been saved for now, but the threat from the alien invaders remained. The crew of the Horizon, though exhausted, felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. They had faced a formidable enemy and emerged victorious. The eclipse, a symbol of humanity's strength and resilience, had played a crucial role in defending the planet. As the dust settled and the eclipse orbited Earth, Emily addressed her crew. "We've done an incredible job today. Earth is safe, but we must remain vigilant. The enemy may return, and we need to be ready." The crew nodded in agreement, their faces reflecting the resolve and determination that had carried them through the battle. The eclipse was not just a ship, it was a symbol of hope and a reminder of humanity's ability to rise to any challenge. The Supercarrier's awakening had marked a turning point in the fight for Earth. With the alien threat pushed back, the crew of the Eclipse could take a moment to reflect on their victory. But the war was far from over, and they knew that their mission was far from complete. The future of Earth depended on their continued vigilance and strength. Earth's redemption. The Eclipse hovered silently in orbit above Earth. The Supercarrier, once a relic of a bygone era, had become a symbol of humanity's enduring spirit. The recent battle had pushed back the alien invaders, but the war was far from over. Earth's cities lay in ruins, and the recovery would be a monumental task. Yet, amidst the devastation, there was a glimmer of hope. Inside the command center of the Eclipse, Captain Emily Carter and her crew were working on a new strategy. The recent victory had provided a temporary reprieve, but the threat of further attacks loomed large. The crew knew that their next steps would be crucial in determining Earth's future. Emily looked out at the planet through the view screen. The scars of battle were evident, but so were the signs of resilience. The cities were beginning to rebuild, and the planet's defenses were reasserting themselves. The challenge now was to ensure that Earth could withstand future threats and ultimately reclaim its strength. "Captain, we've completed the initial assessment of the damage," Dr. Lisa Wong reported. "The planet's defenses are being reinforced, and the recovery efforts are underway. But we need to support Earth in any way we can." Dr. James Patul was analyzing the aftermath of the battle. The alien forces were heavily dependent on their command ships. If we can identify their main control centers, we might be able to disrupt their operations and prevent further attacks. Lieutenant Mark Reynolds was reviewing the ship's communications. "I've been in touch with Earth's command centers. They're coordinating recovery and defense efforts. The cooperation between our forces and Earth's military is going smoothly." Emily nodded. "Good work. Let's focus on our next steps. We need to use the Eclipse's capabilities to support Earth's recovery and prevent any further invasions." The crew began implementing their new strategy. The Eclipse's advanced sensors were used to monitor the region for any signs of alien activity. The Supercarrier's stealth technology allowed it to remain hidden from enemy sensors while gathering valuable intelligence. Dr. Patel worked closely with Earth scientists to analyze alien technology and tactics. "We've discovered that the aliens rely heavily on specific command ships for coordination," he said. "If we can identify and target these ships, we might be able to weaken their overall strategy." The crew of the Eclipse also engaged in humanitarian efforts, assisting Earth's recovery teams. They provided support for the rebuilding of infrastructure and offered aid to affected regions. The Supercarrier's advanced systems were used to deliver supplies and resources to areas in need. Emily received a message from Earth's leaders. "Captain Carter, we want to thank you and your crew for your invaluable help. Your efforts have made a significant difference in our fight against the alien invaders. We're working on a plan to rebuild and strengthen our defenses, and we appreciate your continued support." The message was a reminder of the importance of their mission. The crew of the Eclipse knew that their work was far from over. They continued to assist Earth's recovery efforts, helping to rebuild cities and restore vital services. As the days passed, the situation on Earth began to stabilize. The planet's defenses were strengthened, and the recovery efforts gained momentum. The collaboration between the Eclipse's crew and Earth's forces proved to be a powerful combination, driving progress and ensuring that the planet remained protected. One day, the Eclipse detected an unusual signal. The crew investigated and found that it was a distress call from a remote outpost. The outpost had been isolated during the alien attack and was in desperate need of assistance. Emily made the decision to send a reconnaissance team to investigate. "We need to help them," she said. "They've been cut off from support, and we can't leave them in harm's way." A team from the Eclipse was dispatched to the outpost. They found it in a state of disrepair, with its systems damaged and its personnel in need of medical aid. The Eclipse's crew provided the necessary support, repairing the systems and delivering supplies. The outpost commander expressed his gratitude. "We thought we were abandoned. Your arrival has given us hope and renewed our spirits. We'll be able to continue our work and contribute to Earth's recovery." The Eclipse's efforts were making a tangible difference. The crew's actions were not only supporting Earth's recovery, but also strengthening the bonds between the Supercarrier and the planet it was destined to protect. Back on the Eclipse, Emily and her crew gathered for a brief meeting. "We've come a long way," Emily said. "Earth is on the path to recovery, but we need to stay vigilant. Our mission is to ensure that the planet remains safe and that we're prepared for any future threats." The crew nodded in agreement. Their experiences had forged a strong sense of unity and purpose. They had faced adversity and emerged victorious, but they knew that their work was far from done. As the Eclipse continued to orbit Earth, the crew remained committed to their mission. The Supercarrier's return had marked a turning point in the conflict, but the fight for Earth's future was ongoing. The crew's dedication and resolve were a testament to humanity's resilience and determination. The Eclipse was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of hope and redemption. With its powerful capabilities and the unwavering commitment of its crew, the Supercarrier stood ready to defend Earth and ensure that its future was secure. The battle was over, but the journey toward a brighter future had only just begun. Rebuilding and reflection. The Eclipse floated in orbit above Earth, its massive frame casting a shadow over the recovering planet below. The recent battle had left scars, but the Supercarrier and its crew had become a beacon of hope. As Earth began its arduous journey of rebuilding, the crew of the Eclipse was deeply involved in the effort, determined to help their home planet recover and grow stronger. Inside the command center of the Eclipse, Captain Emily Carter and her team were coordinating with Earth's leaders to plan the next steps. The recovery process was well underway, but the scale of the damage required careful management and continued support. "Captain Carter, we've received updates from the planetary reconstruction teams," Dr. Lisa Wong reported. "The major cities are making good progress, but there are still a few areas that need immediate attention. We've been asked to help with the delivery of supplies and technical assistance." Emily nodded thoughtfully. "Let's prioritize the areas that are most in need. Our goal is to make sure that every part of Earth gets the support it requires to recover fully." Dr. James Patel was busy analyzing data on alien technology. "We're also working on reverse engineering the tech we salvaged from the enemy ships," he said. "The goal is to enhance our own systems and defenses, making sure we're prepared for any future threats." Lieutenant Mark Reynolds was coordinating the logistics. "I've arranged for the Eclipse to transport essential supplies to the most affected regions. We'll be making multiple trips to ensure that help reaches those who need it the most." The Eclipse's crew worked tirelessly, flying supplies and resources to various locations on Earth. The Supercarrier's advanced systems allowed for efficient delivery and distribution. The crew also provided technical assistance to repair damaged infrastructure and restore critical services. In the midst of these efforts, Emily took time to reflect on the journey they had undertaken. The return of the Eclipse had marked a significant turning point in the fight to save Earth, but the path to recovery was far from over. The damage had been extensive, and the scars of war were still visible. One evening, Emily gathered her crew in the lounge for a brief moment of respite. The room, normally filled with the hum of technology and the bustle of work, was now quiet and contemplative. "We've accomplished so much," Emily began, addressing her team. "The battle was fierce, and the challenges we faced were immense, but we've seen Earth begin to heal and recover. It's a testament to our hard work and determination." The crew nodded, their faces reflecting a mix of exhaustion and pride. They had all played a part in the success of the mission, and the sense of camaraderie among them was strong. Dr. Wong spoke up. "We've seen firsthand the impact of our efforts. The recovery process is ongoing, but we're making a real difference. It's important to remember that every small step we take contributes to the larger goal of rebuilding Earth." Dr. Patil added, "We're also learning from our experiences. By understanding the alien technology and improving our own systems, we're not just rebuilding. We're preparing for a more secure future." Lieutenant Reynolds raised his glass. "Here's to our efforts and the resilience of Earth. We've faced tremendous challenges, but we've done so with strength and unity." The crew raised their glasses in agreement. The moment of reflection was a welcome pause in their busy schedules, allowing them to appreciate their achievements and acknowledge the hard work that had gone into the recovery. As the days turned into weeks, the recovery on Earth continued to progress. The cities that had once been devastated were now showing signs of renewal. The collaborative efforts between the Eclipse's crew and Earth's recovery teams were proving effective, and the planet's defenses were being reinforced. The Supercarrier remained a symbol of hope and strength. Its presence in orbit was a constant reminder of humanity's ability to rise above adversity. The crew's dedication to their mission was unwavering, and they remained vigilant, ready to respond to any new threats that might arise. One day, Emily received a communication from Earth's leaders. "Captain Carter, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to you and your crew. Your support has been invaluable, and the progress we've made would not have been possible without your help. We're on the path to recovery, and we look forward to a future of continued collaboration." Emily responded with a sense of pride and relief. "Thank you. We're honored to be part of this effort. Our mission is far from over, but we're committed to ensuring that Earth remains safe and secure." As the Eclipse continued its role in supporting Earth's recovery, the crew remained focused on their tasks. They knew that the challenges ahead would require continued dedication and teamwork. The Supercarrier was not just a ship, it was a symbol of humanity's resilience and determination. The rebuilding of Earth was a monumental task, but the progress made so far was a testament to the strength of the human spirit. With the support of the Eclipse and its crew, the planet was moving toward a brighter future. The scars of battle would eventually heal, and Earth would emerge stronger and more resilient than before. The crew of the Eclipse looked forward to the day when the planet would be fully restored. Until then, they would continue their mission with unwavering resolve, ready to face any challenges that came their way. The journey of rebuilding and reflection was ongoing, and the Supercarrier's legacy would be one of hope, strength, and enduring commitment. Legacy of the Eclipse. The Eclipse had been a beacon of hope in humanity's darkest hour. With Earth now on the path to recovery, the Supercarrier's role in the planet's salvation had become a powerful story of resilience and unity. As the months passed, the crew of the Eclipse continued their mission, but they knew that their ship's legacy would extend far beyond the immediate battle. Captain Emily Carter stood on the bridge of the Eclipse, gazing at Earth through the view screen. The planet, once scared by conflict, was now showing signs of renewal. Cities that had been in ruins were being rebuilt, and the planet's defenses were being strengthened. The crew's hard work was paying off, and the future looked brighter. "Captain, the latest reports from Earth are positive," Dr. Lisa Wong announced. "Recovery efforts are proceeding well, and the planet's infrastructure is stabilizing. We're receiving messages of gratitude from various sectors." Emily smiled, feeling a sense of pride. "It's good to hear that our efforts are making a difference, but we must stay vigilant. There could still be residual threats or other challenges ahead." Dr. James Patel, who had been working on enhancing the Supercarrier systems, added, "We've also made significant progress with the alien technology we recovered. Our own systems are more advanced now, and we're better prepared for any future encounters." Lieutenant Mark Reynolds was busy coordinating ongoing missions. We're continuing to support Earth's recovery efforts and provide assistance where needed. The collaboration between our crew and Earth's teams has been exceptional. One evening, Emily gathered her crew in the lounge for a meeting. The mood was one of reflection and camaraderie, as the crew took a moment to appreciate their achievements. "We've accomplished a great deal," Emily began. "The Eclipse has become more than just a ship. It's a symbol of hope and unity. Our mission has shown us the strength of human determination and the power of working together." Dr. Wong spoke up. "The recovery process has been a collaborative effort. The support from Earth's people and our crew has been crucial in turning the tide. We've demonstrated that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we can make a difference." Dr. Patel nodded in agreement. "The technological advancements we've made are a testament to our adaptability and ingenuity. We've learned a lot from this experience, and we're better equipped for the future." Lieutenant Reynolds raised his glass. "To the legacy of the Eclipse, it's more than just a story of battles and victories. It's a story of hope, perseverance, and the enduring spirit of humanity." The crew raised their glasses, their faces reflecting the pride and satisfaction of their accomplishments. The Eclipse had played a pivotal role in saving Earth, and its legacy would be remembered for generations to come. As the Supercarrier continued its mission, Emily and her crew looked for ways to ensure that their legacy would be lasting and meaningful. They began working on a new initiative, the creation of a memorial on Earth to honor those who had fought and sacrificed for the planet's survival. The memorial would be a place of reflection and remembrance, a testament to the courage of those who had faced the alien threat and the resilience of the human spirit. It would also serve as a reminder of the importance of unity and collaboration in the face of adversity. The crew of the Eclipse worked closely with Earth's leaders to design and build the memorial. They incorporated elements that represented the Supercarrier's role in the battle, as well as the broader theme of human perseverance. The memorial was to be located in a central area, accessible to all who wished to pay their respects. As the construction of the memorial progressed, the crew continued their regular duties. They supported Earth's ongoing recovery efforts, assisted with technological advancements, and remained vigilant for any signs of new threats. One day, as the memorial neared completion, Emily took a moment to visit the site. The monument was an impressive structure, featuring a towering sculpture of the Eclipse, surrounded by plaques and inscriptions commemorating the bravery and sacrifice of those who had been involved in the battle. Standing before the memorial, Emily felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The legacy of the Eclipse was not just in the ship itself, but in the lasting impact it had made on Earth and its people. The memorial would serve as a reminder of what had been achieved and the strength of human resolve. As the crew gathered for the unveiling of the memorial, Emily addressed the assembly. "Today, we honor the legacy of the Eclipse and the countless individuals who played a role in saving Earth. This memorial is a symbol of our collective strength and the enduring spirit of humanity. May it inspire future generations to continue working together and striving for a better future." The memorial was unveiled to great acclaim. The crew, Earth's leaders, and the people of the planet gathered to pay their respects and celebrate the achievements of the past months. The memorial stood as a powerful reminder of the power of unity and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. As the Eclipse continued its journey, the crew remained committed to their mission. The ship's legacy was secure, and its story would be remembered as a testament to the courage and determination of those who had fought to protect Earth. The Supercarrier had become more than just a symbol of hope. It was a reminder of what could be achieved when people worked together in the face of adversity. The legacy of the Eclipse would endure, inspiring future generations to carry on the values of bravery, resilience, and unity that had defined their mission. With their mission accomplished and their legacy secured, the crew of the Eclipse looked to the future with optimism. The journey of rebuilding and reflection had strengthened their resolve and deepened their commitment to protecting Earth and ensuring that its future remained bright.